All right. Well, I mean, we lost again, so here it is. Pain. Whoops. There we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Browns Breakdowns, proud partners of Fanatic Wells Network, Fans First Sports Network. You know what time it is. Yep. I don't know what to do. Before we actually get into the sadness and the pain, shout out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Best coffee you'll ever taste. Promise you that. Uh, if you use that referral code right there, ding, 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 you will get you won't. We get 15. I can't talk. We get 15% of the money that you spend on the coffee. So use that referral code right there, and we will get 15%. My internet's a little weird. 15%. So if you use that referral code right there, we get some money. Best coffee, I promise. But let's continue to. My computer's all messed up. I can't. It's not working. I'm trying to pull up the score, but everything's lagging and broken. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's do the Eagles here. So, Eagles statistics 16 for 25 for 264 and 2 touchdowns was the stats for Jalen Hurts. Not amazing, not awful, pretty good though. Saquon Barkley was 18 for 47, Jalen Hurts was 14 for 33, and Kenneth Gainwell was 3 for 23 in terms of running the ball. A.J. Brown was 6 for 116, 1 touchdown. He was very good. Grant Calcaterra was 4 for 67. Devontae Smith was 3 for 64 and a touchdown, and then Jahan Dotson was 1 for 10. In terms of defense, it was 0.5 sacks for Cooper DeJean. Josh Sweat had a sack. Nolan Smith had a sack. Bryce Huff had half a sack, and Jalen Carter had a sack. And then Milton Williams and Thomas Booker the fourth also had sacks. So on to the Browns here. We have Deshaun Watson with 16 for 23, 168, 0-0. Pretty awful. It's not really good. If he could throw more yards and a touchdown, that would be awesome, but he can't. Pierre Strong was 8 for 43, 10 for 31 was Donta Foreman. Deshaun Watson, actually, I just realized I left Hemisphere Coffee Roasters up. Yeah, I guess we'll go by the coffee. Deshaun Watson, 4 for 17. Jerome Ford, 2 for 14. Receiving wise, Amari Cooper, 4 for 42. Pierre Strong, 2 for 35. 1 for 35 was Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku was 5 for 31. And Donta Foreman was 2 for 16. On defense, we had 1 sack from Jeremiah Wuzukoromora, and I think that was it. Yep. And then on to team statistics, 244 total yards for the Browns, 372 for the Eagles, 144 passing yards for the Browns, 256 for the Eagles, 100 rushing yards for the Browns, 116 for the Eagles, 4.6 yards per play to 6.0. We had 14 first downs. They had 19. We were 3 for 12 on third down. They were 5 for 14. 1 for 1 on fourth. They were 2 for 2. 53 total plays to 62. 5 sacks allowed, 1 sack, 4 punts, 3, 7 penalties for 55 yards, and 5 penalties for 40 yards. No turnovers, and we held the ball for 31 minutes and 27 seconds. They held it for 28 minutes and 33 seconds. So those are your statistics. Again, we lost, so it's not really that shocking that the statistics aren't very good. But here are the worst part. It's going to be the power rankings. This is ESPN. Chiefs 1, Vikings 2, Lions 3, Texans 4, Baltimore Ravens 5. And then they have the Steelers at 11. The Cowboys are at 15. Yep. Let's see. Where are the Bengals? Bengals are 23, and the Browns are all the way at 29. So somehow we went up. I don't know. I don't know how that's even possible, but somehow we went up and we lost. So ESPN, I don't know what's going through your head right now. CBS Sports, they have the Chiefs 1, Vikings 2, Texans 3, Lions 4, Ravens 5. That seems to be a consensus here. Bengals are 22, and the Browns are still 30. So that's kind of a go figure. Then the NFL.com, let's see. They have Vikings 1, Chiefs 2, Ravens 3, Texans 4, Lions 5. They have the Cowboys at 19, Bengals at 22, and the Browns at 30 still. Okay. Yahoo Sports has, let's see. Oh, well, this isn't. They have the Cleveland Browns at 32, according to the Yahoo Sports. It's a bit of a weird thing there, their sports thing. And then the USA Today has Chiefs 1, Baltimore Ravens 2, Vikings 3, Lions 4, Falcons 5, Texans 8. The Cowboys are 15. And then the Browns are 31. If you want to know my power rankings, I have the Vikings 1, Chiefs are 2, Lions are 3, Ravens are 4, Texans are 5, and my final 3 goes Patriots at 30, Panthers at 31, and I hate to say it, but I have the Browns at 32 here. I have the Browns right now as the worst team in the NFL. I know on paper we shouldn't be. On paper we're a really good team. But on paper doesn't matter, unfortunately. Right now, I have the Browns as the worst team in the NFL, and I hate to say it, and it really, really sucks. But I have the Browns at the moment as the worst team in the NFL, and I don't know what we need to do to change it, to be completely honest. I don't know if there is anything we can do to change it. I think right now we just have to sit through it. And I've said before multiple times, let's actually just go to the Browns breakdowns thing, actually. I've said it multiple times. This season doesn't have a bad outcome. A lot of people are like, oh, 1-5, season's over. The title of the podcast is Browns Lose Again. Is the season now over? But I don't think there isn't a bad outcome at the moment. I believe right now that even if we suck, even if we don't win another game, right? Let's just say we don't win a single game the rest of the year, right? Let's just say we lose every single game. I still believe that this season is not considered a failure. The reason I say that is because even if we suck, we have our own first round pick now. If we get the number 1 overall pick, will it change the team? Probably not. Are there things we need to do to change the team other than get a number 1 pick? Yes. But there isn't a bad outcome to the season. Unless we trade away our first round pick, then there's a bad outcome. Because if we put this back all together and we win every single game, which is not going to happen, we make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. If we suck and we never win another game, which feels really realistic, unfortunately, if we lose every single game, we get the number 1 overall pick. We can either pick a quarterback or pick a super good defensive lineman, or I'd pick if we get number 1, and if we get the number 1 overall pick, by the way, we can trade it too. Because personally, if the Browns ends up getting a top 3 pick, I'm trading it away if I'm the Browns. I'm saying, let's trade away the pick. Let's get as much value as we can. Let's drop back to 20 to 22-ish, that range. Let's draft a quarterback, take as much value as we can from our top 3 pick, and let's move on. Because I think we can get a top 3 pick, unfortunately. But if we get a top 3 pick, if we get the number 1 overall pick, which would be really nice, the number 1 overall pick has some of the greatest value in the NFL right now. There's a million teams that would love to have the number 1 overall pick. So you can trade it away for 2 offensive linemen and then fall back to the 22nd overall pick and then pick a quarterback. I think that's what we should do. I don't know if that's what we're going to do. I don't know if that's what Andrew Berry wants to do. But I think realistically, it would probably be the smartest to take our number 1 overall, number 2 overall, number 3 overall pick, whatever, and drop back to 20 to 25, somewhere around that range, pick a quarterback and get as much value out of that pick as we can. All right, let's do some advertisements really quick. I never actually started my music. Whoopsie. Where is it? There it is. All right, so we'll play some advertisements real quick and we'll be right back. All right, we are back here on Brown Breakdown. So, I was talking about how the outcome of the season isn't how to speak. I was talking about how the outcome isn't there is no bad outcome to the season. But let's talk about some other things like what the heck we need to do about this team. Personally, again, I don't think we should do anything. I don't think we need to do anything. I don't think we can do anything. I think it would be the smartest idea to just simply suck. And I know that hurts, but I think there's probably more value if we just lose every single game, which obviously you can't really do. You can't tank, but I think there's more value if we just suck and lose every single game than there is if we try and right this ship and go 7-5 or 7-10. Because if we go 7-10 or 7-9, I think it's 7-9. No, it's 7-10. If we go 7-10, we get the like 15th overall pick and all that value's out of the window. I think we're in a situation right now where you either have two options. You either win every single other game and you go 12-5. That's not going to happen. And make the playoffs and then progress through the playoffs. Or you suck. Because unfortunately, if we lose 4 more games and then win 6 more games and we go 7-9 or 7-10, I mean, you ruin your draft spot because you get like the 14th overall pick. It's actually going to be a little lower than 14. It's going to be like 9, but you get like the 9th overall pick, which is like middle of the round. No one really wants that pick. It's all the best players are already gone. It's not that good. Blah 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 blah. So right now we're in a crossroads. We either can go 11-7, 11-6 actually, and win and then make the playoffs and go from there, or we have to tank. And by tank, I mean just kind of keep playing normally because we can't win a game to begin with. But at this point, it's going to be really hard because you can only win about 6 games. I don't think the Panthers are going to win 6 games. I don't think the Patriots are going to win 6 games. You either have to go 5-12 or 4-13, or you're not getting the top 5 pick. And hopefully now, I don't think there's any chance we're gonna right this ship. I don't think there's any chance that we're gonna actually somehow manage to like bring this back together. I think it's completely over. No, well, not completely over. I just don't think the season's going to be considered a success. I just am worried that the Browns are gonna still bring themselves back together, and they are going to fail. Well, not fail, but they're going to lose that top 5 pick, even number 1 overall pick. I think right now we're going to lose that and lose all that value that comes with a top 5 pick. I think that's what I'm worried about now. I'm not worried about losing anymore. I'm worried that we're going to flunk on our draft and we're going to not get good picks. And I hate to talk like that because it's only 7 weeks into the season, but there's nothing really we can do right now other than think about the draft because our playoff chances are more or less gone. There's a there technically is theoretically a chance to make the playoffs, but realistically, we aren't making the playoffs anytime soon. Realistically, we're probably just going to keep losing, but I don't know what exactly would. But I mean, the Panthers aren't winning 5 games. Or let me phrase, the Panthers aren't winning more than 5 games. I don't think the Patriots are winning more than 5 games. So if we win more than 5 games, we automatically lose out on that top 5 pick, or top 3 pick, I mean. So there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration here. And I don't know what it is. But I don't know what we need to do right now. It's such a awful season right now. It just is so disappointing to see this team just fail and fail and fail and look so bad. It's just a brutal thing to watch right now. as we continue to just flunk every single time. We just can't seem to put anything together because constantly we lose. It's just rough and it really sucks. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do. Now, I wanted to look at ticket prices since ticket prices very well represent the what do you call it? Crap, I can't think. The how people are feeling about your team. If you're a very, very good team, then you will be able to, like, I can't think. If you're a good team, ticket prices go up. If you're a bad team, ticket prices go down. But if you look at the ticket prices for the Browns right now, according this is ESPN.com and the schedule. What is the website that sends you to if you click on tickets? I just want to make sure I know. Vividseats.com is what it sends you to if you click on the ESPN schedule ticket prices. So whatever Vivid Seats has. But for the Bengals, this is October 20th versus the Bengals. This is $40. The Ravens, it's $35. The Chargers, it's $26. We have 3 home games next. So the average price right now, from what I'm seeing, is about. And there's Pittsburgh on December 8th, which is $101. We have what looks like an average of probably $55 for a ticket, which is not a good price, by the way. Of course, if you look at the Miami game, December 29th, we have $16 tickets, by the way, which is kind of crazy. We have 4 night games upcoming. When is Thanksgiving this year? I'm just curious. Thanksgiving 2022. Yeah, no, I don't want that. 2024. What day is it? 28th of. Okay, so we don't have a game on the 28th, unfortunately. Who is playing Thanksgiving this year? Thanksgiving 2024 season. Obviously, the Cowboys. Yeah, Chicago Bears versus Detroit Lions, Giants versus Cowboys, Dolphins versus Packers. Cool. Sorry, I just was getting distracted. But what it looks like is it'll probably be, the ticket prices are clearly showing that no one really wants to go to the games. And $60, let's just say, for a baseline, for a ticket to a NFL football game is crazy, because that's like really cheap. Let me look at the Cowboys really quickly and see, because they obviously those are going to be very, very expensive because, you know, they're the Cowboys. But let me just look up the Cowboys schedule. Let's hope the ESPN one pops up. Okay, here we go. And then let's see what their ticket prices are. So yeah, see, if you look at this, San Francisco. Now, obviously, these are the Cowboys. They're obviously going to be very different. But if you look at this, it's at San Francisco is $230. At Atlanta, $200. Home against Philadelphia is $69. Home against Houston is $50. And then at Washington is $190. Home is $34. Home is $34. Their away games are really expensive, and their home games are very cheap for some reason. But $50 to $60 is not good at all. That's a very low price for an NFL season. I mean, that's like Dodgers type of prices right now. That's like the biggest MLB ticket prices. And I mean, that's like normal Dodgers game. And that's the most popular team in the entire MLB. And their ticket prices are around the same as your NFL football team. And the difference in popularity between the NFL, at least in ratings, and the MLB is outrageously different. I guess in conclusion, this sounds like a high school essay. In conclusion, I don't know what's going to happen, I guess, for lack of better words. This season feels, it's a failure. Let's be honest. 1-5, the season's a failure. Is it over? No, but the season is a failure, at least at this moment right now. I don't know what the Browns are going to do. I don't know what the Browns can do. All I know is that there technically still isn't a bad outcome. I guess Now that I thought about it, the bad outcome would go 7-9. You get the 13th pick, and you don't have great value for trades, and you don't have great value for a draft pick without like outrageously over reaching. So I guess right now we just have to. I'll put the buy banner up. The Browns just have to. We just have to suffer. I know it sucks. We should be used to this suffering. We got all high on our hopes last year, and we got fooled. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. We were fooled. We just have to try and not get fooled for the rest of the season. So thank you all for tuning in. I still will support the Browns. Don't worry. I'm never going to leave them. I might in like 80 years, but not right now. We're staying with the Browns. So on the 19th, I will have another podcast out. So October 19th. I love you all, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. Even if we suck, go Browns. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.